We often tell ourselves that the world is a safe place, that the shadows in the corner are just tricks of the light, and that the locks on our doors are enough to keep the madness out. But sometimes reality is far more terrifying than any ghost story. From the desolate highways of the California desert to the quiet suburbs where neighbors hide. Dark secrets. These are the moments when the veil of safety was ripped away, proving that the most dangerous predators don't always hide in the woods. Sometimes they're standing right behind you. It started with a move to a new town when I was 10. I didn't know anyone except for a girl a few years older than me. We shared the same circle of friends, and one night, while my friend Rob was hanging out at her house, a knock came at the door. Thinking it was just her mother, the door was opened without a second thought. But it wasn't her mother. It was a woman who had recently been released from a mental institution, the sister of someone her mother had been helping. What followed was a nightmare that still haunts our town. While her younger brother managed to escape to a neighbor's house, my friend was brutally murdered a week before Christmas. The details are too horrific to recount, but the trauma of that loss, and the fact that I wasn't even allowed to attend her funeral, changed my perspective on safety forever. Safety is often an illusion, even for the most prepared. Take my wife's grandmother, a resilient woman in South Texas. Years ago, while walking home from the library at dusk, she realized she was being followed. She could feel his breath on her neck as she neared her driveway. But she wasn't a victim. She was a woman who knew how to protect herself. When he grabbed her shoulder and threatened her, she didn't scream. She turned and fired the .38 she kept in her purse. The man spent his final 5 years in a prison hospital, and until the day she passed, her only regret was that she didn't pull the trigger sooner. That gut feeling, that primal instinct that something is wrong is often our only line of defense. My sister felt it when a white SUV with blacked-out windows began idling at the end of our driveway every time she went out to smoke. It would watch and wait, disappearing whenever the police were called, only to resurface months later. One evening, my sister felt a wave of pure, paralyzing terror and realized if she took one more step toward that vehicle, she wouldn't survive. It wasn't until my father, a sheriff's deputy, confronted the driver with a weapon in hand that the SUV sped off. Its license plates hidden by duct tape, never to be seen again. Sometimes the intruder is already inside. I remember being 4 years old, waking up in my mother's bed to see our cat staring intensely at my bedroom door. In the doorway stood a man. My mother's instincts were lightning fast. She threw me out of the first-floor window and jumped after me, screaming for help. The police found no forced entry, but a week later, my mother discovered a notebook, gloves, and gum wrappers hidden in our water heater closet. He hadn't just broken in. He had been living there, waiting for us to sleep. This theme of the hidden guest is a recurring nightmare. A friend of mine tutoring in South Korea once allowed a student to crash on her floor after a late session. In the middle of the night, the boy insisted they leave immediately to get food. Once they hit the street, he confessed the truth. He wasn't hungry. He had looked under her bed from his spot on the floor and saw a man lying there, watching them. It turned out a stranger had been living under her bed for 2 months. The world outside is no less predatory. A Marine driving a shortcut through the desolate, high desert of California once came across a staged accident. A red Fiero, clothes scattered everywhere, and 2 bodies face down in the road. His training told him something was wrong. Instead of stopping, he floored it, swerving around the bodies. As he looked in his rearview mirror, he saw the corpses rise to their knees as 20 people emerged. From the tall grass to ambush, the car that never stopped. Whether it's the blood-curdling, inhuman screams heard by fishermen on the James River, or the realization that someone answered your home phone while you were out, the message is the same: stay vigilant. Perhaps the most chilling encounter involved a neighbor's son, a young man obsessed with slasher films and violence. He had been watching my 7-year-old daughter. When the police finally searched our house after a suspicious light was seen upstairs, they found him. He wasn't just in the house. He had built a nest inside her bedroom closet. He told the deputies he just liked to watch her sleep in the moonlight. We like to think we are alone in our most private moments, but these stories serve as a grim reminder. The door might be locked, and the house might be quiet, but that doesn't always mean you're alone.